If you would like the slide link, first of all, this bit.ly code up here will take you to the slide deck for you to follow along. Otherwise, you are welcome to pop an introduction into the chat and we will get started for this last session, which I can't believe it's here. It's been 6 weeks because every 2 weeks, which is gone very fast. And this one is part 3, so teach smarter and go further. So these are all of the other tools in Brisk that we haven't yet touched on. So the first one was all around the create tool. The second one was around Brisk Boost, which I'm not sure if you've had a chance to have a go at. I used it in class with some of my kiddies last week when I was relieving. They loved it. And then this session is all around the last things that we haven't mentioned yet that are just as cool, just as life-changing, but different in their own way. So let's get into it because the time will go fast. A very quick introduction if we haven't yet met. My name is Jordan. I am based here in Auckland, New Zealand. I'm a Brisk education partner, so sharing anything and everything about Brisk. I think it's a fantastic tool. I was away skiing on the weekend and I needed to create something and I literally used Brisk to do it for me. And it was fantastic because it saved me a whole lot of time and I was able to go off skiing again. So that was really great. There are my contact details there if we need to get in contact again, if you'd like to hear more, if you want to have some school PLD, things like that, or just want to catch up, please do reach out. I love connecting with new teachers and new educators from across the world and across New Zealand as well. So the agenda for this session, we're going to look at the last 3 remaining tools of Brisk. So the first one is around giving feedback and how you can utilize Brisk and its tools to give feedback around learning. The second one is how you can change levels of something. So easily customize, change a level of an activity, a website, anything really, it can change that level for you. And then the last one, which is inspect writing. Now, this is one I do not use, only because I don't have an opportunity or need to use it, but I will show you how it works just in case that might be valuable for you. But those are the main 3 sort of aspects of the session today. We will, of course, have some playtime if you are interested in just doing, because I know teachers love to do. And then we will circle back at the end because the time's going to go past really fast. A really quick touch on this again. I know I have in the last 2 sessions, but a lot of teachers like to pop into the webinars and the recordings at different times. So really quickly, just wanting to recap what Brisk Teaching is. So your Chrome extension, life-changing tool that literally does give you back time, so much time, and it can help teachers instantly create materials and things for the classroom. So no matter what your prompt or your purpose is, it can help you do that. It can engineer, it can help direct, create something for you with a specific thing in mind, or it can have pre-generated prompts there to help you craft something that you're looking for. All of your everyday tools it is interlinked with, so any of your Google products, it sits in the corner there on your screen. Any of your websites that you want to use, your YouTube, like a website that you might pop up, a Google Doc, digital curriculum, anything really that you have access to, Brisk can be hooked into to help save you time. So it really is a super handy sort of little gem that really does wonders considering what AI can do nowadays. It's just absolutely crazy. If you haven't yet got it installed, that would be the first thing to do. And here are some really quick instructions. Not going to go through it again because this is the 3rd time, but very, very summarized. You're going to head to briskteaching.com. You're going to add it to your Chrome. It's all free. You don't have to pay for anything. You're going to sign in with your account and you're going to pin it to your toolbar. So you'll see here up at the top here, mine is pinned. That means it's going to be ready to go for me anytime I need in the corner here. So you can actually see it on my screen here, ready to go. So if I was to click on it, it would launch straight away in my presentation, ready to go with those tools there. I can move that around again. So if I don't like it being down here, I can turn it off. I can reposition it. Really handy for you as the teacher to have those tools ready to go and access very quickly. And of course, which is the announcement, the first one, and my friend Louisa, who can't be here today, she is the most excited about, is it is now with Microsoft. So if you are a Microsoft user, Brisk is now fully integrated. And I'm part of this the Brisk cohort, and in it somebody was asking about iPad access. So Brisk on an iPad and having that being the next thing that they work on, which I think could be pretty awesome, because at the moment it's a Chrome extension, we've got the Microsoft Now extension. Having it on an iPad would be pretty cool. So not sure if someone just said that and is like really optimistic, or if that's the actual next pathway, but just saying that could be a life-changing sort of next step for Brisk teaching too. So just sort of say that one in there. So we're going to look at what else you can do with Brisk. So when you click and launch Brisk anywhere on your screen, it's going to pop up and generate some options for you. So our first session was around that create tool, and we have a couple of other extras here too. So we've got that give feedback, that inspect writing, and that change level. The boost student activity was what we did last session. So we're going to sort of touch on these three quite quickly because we don't have a lot of time. I can't go into it too long, but enough to show you sort of how to do it. And if you want to follow along with your device open, that's totally fine. We can do that. So the first is giving fast feedback. So what that means is that sometimes you might have students create a Google Doc or their work in their publishing, and you need to grade that or assess that or provide feedback. So you can see here in the video playing that they've launched Brisk. They have put in what they're looking for their feedback, and then it's going to generate that feedback for you on that Google Doc. So that means students can have individual work. You can actually also upload rubrics. So if you are here in New Zealand, we've got something called eASTL. Let's see if we can play that again. And you can actually upload that rubric into it and have it assess the child's work in that Google Doc against that rubric. So not only can it give feedback around a specific theme, so it could be like identify the punctuation or look for the language features, you can upload a rubric and it will actually give you feedback against that rubric too. Of course, you need to cross-moderate that because we know with AI, it's not 100% accurate. It does make mistakes. We know that. But that is when you can upload some, get some feedback, relate it against each other to moderate it, to see sort of how you're looking, where you're sort of trending at. And it's going to be so instant that that's going to help you when it comes to your assessment and your grading and your marking. The next one is seeing how students write. So this one is called the inspect writing, and this is the one I have used the least. But what it does is it essentially has a live capture video playback of the child creating their Google Doc. So you'll see here, it's actually showing me over time how fast that child worked on it, the words that they created, how many minutes it took to actually edit that document. And that's going to give me a really clear understanding on how the children or the student was working, whether they used AI to help generate that, and where I can sort of see some gaps, like if I saw that they'd stopped or paused at like a particular session in their writing. I've got that video playback evidence there showing me how that child put that writing together. So that one is really cool. I personally have not used this yet in my classroom, but I can see so many opportunities for this to be used with students. What I love here is that end part. Let's see if I can pause it on the right part here. You'll see there that you can actually see where the child's gone back and edited. So they've actually gone back, deleted that part where it's cross-stroked out, and you can see how they're interacting with their work. So it's that live captioning sort of how that child got to where they are. So if you did have an issue about AI, or a child producing a piece of work that was very fast, or maybe it's like, that's a very high standard, you could use this to see how the child put that work together. So that is the inspect writing. And the last one, this one here is so cool because this can help you in so many areas as a teacher, is the adapt and the translate. So what that means is that you can select change level, and you can change the level of anything you have. A website, a PDF, a Google Doc, a reading text, anything you like, you can put it, you launch Brisk, click change level, and it will actually generate it in another easier way. So say if you were year 5 and the text was written at say university level, you could have it written in an easier way. You can also have it change languages too. So if you did have students, English second language students, or if you wanted to be able to have them access and adapt a reading text in their language, you can change that into a different language. So it's super easy, very fast, and it's going to quickly do that for you with anything. So you'll see here it's taken that website, and I'm going to show you with a website too how you can do that. And you can generate anything. So if you were to write a text, or if you had a whole class text like a junior journal, you could actually upload that as a PDF and have it reworked into an easier text level if you had differentiated learning in your classroom. So super awesome, love it. So we're going to see all three of those in real time. Okay, so I'm going to show you each of those examples in real time to show you how you can do that yourself. And you're more than welcome to follow along or just sit and watch to be like, okay, cool, that's how we do it. So the first I'm going to start with is give feedback. Now I have got a piece of writing already done here. And the give feedback will only work if you have writing on a Google Doc. So you can't give feedback on a blank document, it doesn't work. So here's my story. It's a narrative around Goldilocks and the Three Bears. So I'm going to come down to Brisk here. I'm going to launch it and I'm going to come straight to give feedback. Now it's asking me how I'd like to give feedback. Do I want to give it targeted? Do I want a glow and a grow? Do I want to upload a rubric and set a criteria? Or do I want some sort of next steps? So let's click glow and grow. Now I've already got my rubric here already included. So I'm just going to quickly cancel that because I just want to give straight feedback. So I'm just going to write provide feedback around this piece of writing. So super simple, what grade the child is, and I could include some standards if I like, or a rubric, but just to keep it plain and easy, first of all, I'm just going to click glow and grow, provide feedback, and I'm going to click brisket. And it's then going to look at my text, analyze that, and it's going to give some glow and grow feedback. So glow are like things that are great, grow things to improve on. And I'm going to let it do its thing because it's still thinking. And it's got a wondering, so perfect. And I can, first of all, insert that. So I can insert that feedback straight into this text. I could copy it if I wanted to insert it as Google comments on the side, or different sections as well. And I can, of course, delete some of this if I don't like it. So if it was this one, I can take that out if I didn't want that to be there. Same with the wondering. If I'm like, oh, maybe that doesn't align, I can delete those off there because I don't want those there. That one seems quite good. Or of course I can change it. So let's just say, make it shorter. Oh, shorter. And then it will regenerate that feedback based on what it is I'm looking for. So there we go, a 2 glow, 2 grow, and 1 wondering. So super short, simple. Those look great. I'm going to insert those, and it's inserted into a comment here up the top for my child. So each student would have their writing, and then they would have their feedback on the top here, which I can of course copy and paste. I could move it down the bottom. I might have it as an additional page. I can of course include these as comments along the side of the child's work so I can edit it. Anything that you want to do with that feedback, you can do really quickly. Now I'm just going to, for the sake of showing you how to do, oh my gosh, a rubric, I'm going to delete that part off there. So I'm going to come to Brisk and I'm going to click give feedback. And this time I'm going to click rubric criteria. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload a rubric, and on my device I have the New Zealand's curriculum, which I have shortened down to 5 pages. So you can only have 5 pages in your rubric. So I went through the curriculum and deleted off anything that wasn't relevant as to this particular child's year level. And it's going to assess this work now against my standards or my rubric. So for this particular example, it is the New Zealand curriculum. If you had a rubric for your particular unit or your work, or EASTIL, for example, you could upload that. So you could have a rubric that you want to assess and find evidence against. So I'm going to click provide feedback around this piece of writing against the year 4 progress outcomes. Looking at each section for feedback. So I've given it a little bit more of a prescribed description. I've got my rubric there, my year level. I'm going to click Brisket, and then what it's going to do is, hopefully, I did it before, it's going to look through those different sections of the curriculum and provide me specific feedback around relevant aspects and my writing. So we can see there it's got sentence structures and punctuation, some feedback there, writing to entertain, writing to inform, word choice, language features and devices. So it's got a little bit of things that are relevant, and of course I can go through and delete them if there was something I didn't like. So say I don't like this one, I can of course delete that off. If I want to have it more explicit, if I just want to focus on one particular area, so let's do great. Can you focus on only sentence structures and punctuation? And you can request and have it do particular things with your feedback that you're looking for. So this, remember, is a rubric example using the curriculum. And it is now going to give me only a specific example based on what I'm looking for. Again, if I click insert, it will add that feedback in here for the child that I can, of course, file, download. I could share this back with the child, or if I'm using Google Classroom, I can go in and edit each child's work. So that is the giving feedback one. And I mean, there are so many different things for you to have a look at. Like, there's so many different ways you could use this. It is so great for giving that feedback for any work, especially if you have like 30 writing samples you have to do. This is going to be a great way of doing it there. So the next one is change level and translate. So this is where I'm going to change the level of something to help make it easier maybe. We might change it to a different language. And for this, you can use this on anything. So a YouTube, a PDF, a website, a Google Doc, anything you've got, you can change the level of it to make it easier, harder, whatever you like. So first, I just want to show you with the same writing example that I've been using here. I'm going to come to Brisk. I'm going to click change level. And then I'm going to change the level of it. Now, I just want to see what it will do. It's got my same text here. I'm changing the level up to a 12th grade. Now it's going to create a copy of that. It's going to open it. It's going to link me to my original document. So we'll see down the original doc. And oh no, it's doing my sentence structure feedback. Is it going to do the text? So this is what I mean about, there we go. So it's done my feedback. It's given my feedback as a change level. So it's given me 12th grade feedback around my example. Very interesting. Maybe I need to be specific. This one here, let's go. So you can, I'm thinking because I've already been tutoring with it, that's why it's not going to work in this particular example here. Let's try it with the website. So here I've got my website open here, and we're in class, we're learning about rainforests, and I can see that this particular example is 9 to 12th grade. So I teach year 1 students. This is going to be significantly difficult for my students to access. So there's a lot of complicated words in here, a lot of topic words, a lot of things that could be tricky. So I want to change the level of this. I'm going to come down to Brisk, and I'm going to click change level. And it's going to load my data, and it says assessed reading level 10th grade. Now, I know that's too hard for my kids. I'm going to change that to 1st grade. If I wanted to change the language, of course, I could come down and select in here. They have a wide range of languages already in there, which is amazing. And I'm going to click change reading level. And what it's going to do is it's going to take that work, that website, and it's going to change that level for me so that my year 1 students have access to that learning there. And I've got that original article link so that if I need to go back to have a look, I've got access to that straight away. And it's just doing its part right here. So it's going through, it's generating that text for me all through that website. I'm not doing anything. I'm just sort of leaving it to do its thing. And it's given me those options again. How does that look? Do I want it shorter? Do I want it longer? Do I want more detail, less detail? So for the sake of time, I'm just going to leave it as is. I think that looks great. And I can very quickly have a look and see that there is the same information from this website here. Slightly more complicated, a lot in here, a lot of context, no rainforest structure. It's got my different layers. But then in my new one here, it has made it a lot more succinct, shorter, easier, to the point, and it has generated that text for me. Now, I, of course, could pretty this up, print this off, have this as a whole class reading text. I could use this in my inquiry wall. I have that information there all ready to go from that website, and all it did was change levels, which is fantastic. You can do this for anything. Now, I really wanted it to work on this one, but I'm thinking because it's already worked, oh, here we go, it might work now. So it has reassessed my work here. I'm thinking because before it hadn't reloaded and it had all of that feedback at the top, which I deleted off, that's now gone. And it's a first grade level here, and I want it to be a 12th grade. So I want to rework this. Let's click change and let's see what it does. Hopefully it will do the right thing this time. Got it, 3 bears, original doc link. It's got its doc, it's thinking, it's giving me that wheel of thinking. Here we go, right. So now what it's doing is it's changing that level up. So it's going through, I can already see, in a quaint pastoral setting. Very, very interesting. It's going through, giving me a much more detailed change level text. So this is great if you had a sample given to you from, say, your team leader or someone at school, and you're wanting to create differentiated versions. You can have the same essence of a rubric, of a writing sample, and create different versions. So slightly differentiated below or slightly differentiated above, so that you've got 3 different levels there that you can have in class around a same similar text or same similar idea. So really great for creating your own examples too, your own exemplars and your own rubrics as well. I've got that link to that original document there if I wanted to go back. So it has recategorized up, recategorized down. Just for the sake of demonstration, let's just very quickly change the level and change the language as well. So let's do German. I can't speak German, but let's just see what it does. And it's going to take my rainforest, that same website that we were just on, and it's going to change the level and also change the language. There we go. So if I was a teacher, if I had a multilingual, bilingual classroom, I can easily take the same idea, translate it into different languages, and look how easy it is. Like for me as a teacher, if I had a German exchange student, I would not know. This would be such a great way of being able to meet the needs of that particular child there. So it's awesome. So those are the first 2. The last one is inspect writing. So like I said before, this is the one that I don't use often / never, but this one could be super handy for teachers in the classroom. So if I was to use this same particular text here, this Goldilocks and the 3 bears, I'm going to come to Brisk and I'm going to click inspect writing. And what it's going to do is it's going to go through and analyze every single edit that's been made on that Google Doc. So it's telling me there things that I have pasted, things that I have deleted. See, it's crossing out, showing me that I've deleted those texts. I've clicked on those, the time that it has spent on those lessons, how many edits that there are, and I can actually go back through and see a full video transcript of this child's work. If I wanted to, I can actually click this click to detect AI writing, and it's going to tell me and suggest whether AI has been used. So for this one, AI writing highly likely. I wonder why that is. I did use Brisk to write this for me, so that would be why it's highly AI likely. But I have got this really quick play-by video of exactly what was done, how fast it was, the time taken, all of those edits there, making it really handy for me as the teacher to see progress of students. And also I, of course, can see if someone maybe copied a whole lot, just used AI, all of those sort of things that we see and hear about in, university and at schools. This is AI plagiarized. You can actually go through and see it. So this could be really helpful for upper students, for students who are using Google Docs a lot more and things like that. This is where this particular tool could come in handy for helping you in the classroom. Again, I haven't, because I'm a junior school teacher, I haven't specifically used this aspect, but that's just because I haven't had an opportunity. I can totally see how this would be extremely helpful for teachers in the classroom. So there is, oh, it's going to play my timer in a second. There is 5 minutes for you to have a go and explore at one of those three aspects. So very quickly, let me just run you through those again. We have the give feedback, which is all around giving feedback around a particular piece of work. So to have a go with that, you do have to have some work there in your Google Doc. The second one is the inspect writing, if you had that on there. And the last one is change level. So to change the level of a text to make it slightly easier, slightly more difficult, different language. So what we'll do is I will give you 5 minutes just to have a go. I mean, there's not many of us here and questions are always welcome. And I'll just sort of do some modeling and tinkering in the background. And then we will circle back and there's the final sort of things to wrap up. And then this also for the people watching the recording, they also have 5 minutes to give things a go as well. Of course, they've got the pause button that they can pause and have a little bit longer than 5 minutes. But I will do some things in the background. I will mute myself. You'll have some beautiful twinkly music, hopefully, if I turned it on. Otherwise, it will just play for me. And I will see you in about 5 minutes to give things a go. I don't think I pushed share the sound, so I think it's only me that's going to get the 5 minute twinkly music. Anyways, I'll see you in 5 minutes. Awesome. I hope you found something interesting to work on. I did quite a few things, actually. What one was it? I've got so many different Goldilocks open. I created, not that one, the same website, and then I went and added in a vocabulary list, and then I had it create me a writing text exemplar as well. So I got it to do 3 things from the one, which is great. Would love to hear if you tried anything exciting and you're happy to share, or if you're just like, oh, this is really cool. Please pop those in the chat. Would love to hear from you. Any questions? Any questions on any of those 3 tools there? Again, let's all just give it a go, try the tool, see a need, be like, yep, this will work, it might not. And there are always aspects of a tool that you probably won't use. Like I don't use that inspect writing, but I definitely do use the change level. Like that is really cool, especially if I am in class really quickly. I find something cool, I want to incorporate all my students, but kind of can't. So that one's a really great one to use. Would love to hear if there's anything that you found exciting, anything that you loved and enjoyed, anything that you were like, oh, not so much. Definitely pop those in the chat there. Moving on to the last part, because we don't have a lot of time left together, and like I said, 45 minutes goes super fast. There are additional resources on the Brisk Teaching website, which are awesome. They have a whole lot of helpful tips and things for teachers. So if I just jump over to the Brisk Teaching website, which is this one here, if I come to resources, this is where I'm going to be able to go to find a whole lot of things like that, like around getting started, how it integrates, professional development, the Brisk tutorials. Those are the bite-sized ones, which are super awesome, printables and PDFs, a blog. So if I was to click on professional development, it's going to take me to a whole lot of things that I can do to help upskill myself. There are other webinars that have been filmed and recorded with other people. Those Brisk Bites, the PD ones. So there's a whole lot of stuff, plus AI professional learning courses. Teachers love a great AI digital badge. A whole lot of stuff in here that you can access, including tutorials and things. So please do go and have a look at those. Let me just share that link in the chat just in case you're like, ooh, where is it? There we are. Again, sharing the subscription plans, and if you click on this link here, this is going to take you to a 3-month premium access that you get for free. So you get all of those little upgrades that you don't get on the free account. If you're like, oh yes, this is really cool, I'll pop that in the chat as well, because if you just click on that, that will give you access to 3 months premium for free. And it is the schools and districts account. You can get Brisk for your school. So if you are interested in rolling it out school-wide, you can do that, and it's all custom pricing, which is really cool. Otherwise, of course, there is the free version, and teachers love free stuff. I mean, why overcomplicate things, right? And again, sharing photos and things of Brisk out in the wild. They love seeing teacher interaction. So please do go and share about them, especially on LinkedIn and TikTok and Instagram. They do have the Facebook group as well, which people can share a whole lot of things in there as well. Just during this last part again around safety and privacy, Brisk takes privacy and security very importantly. That's not even a word, but they take it very seriously. That was the word I was looking for. And they have a 93% privacy rating, ranked #1 by Common Sense. So if you do need to hear more about the privacy and safety policies, please go and have a look. They have everything you need online around that. And you can download that and share that on with whoever makes decisions in your school, things like that as well. And the certification links here again as well. Before we go, and just leaving it open for any other questions, I did want to show you where the recordings are. So if you missed session 1 and 2, or if you are at a school and you want other teachers in your school to go back and watch the recordings, on my YouTube channel, so I have my YouTube channel here. If you come to playlists, I have made a Brisk teaching webinars playlist here. So if I click view full playlist, they've got the last two on there, which I have added. This is the first one I did a very long time ago. Oh, I'm about to sneeze. Go away. This one was done in January, so I've included that on there as well. And these are the ones from this 3-part series. So if you missed the first one and you want to share that with others, the link is here. And then also the second one as well. Those are two, both there. So let me grab that playlist link. If you want to save that or access those, you can there. And then this one here from this session will also be uploaded into that too. So if you are wanting to share these on with others, please do send them direct in this direction. They're not published on the Brisk website, they're published on here. Awesome. So we don't have any questions, which is great. Totally fine. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But a massive thank you for coming along, for being here, for coming to all three if you have. I feel like Danielle, I feel like Hilton, you have as well. Like you've both been for all three, so that's amazing. And I really hope that this has helped give you some skills, some ideas, some insight into the tool, how you can use it in your teaching practice, and sort of explored all of the facets when it comes to brisk teaching. And yeah, just a massive thank you for your time. And yeah, I'll hang around for another minute or so. We'll see how we go if there's any other questions. But otherwise, thank you. And I hope you have a fantastic Monday wherever you are in the world.